Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. I want to remind people of this from time to time, and I think we've spoken about it before, but I wanted to be sure we bring it up again. Looking for a job is next to death of a spouse, death of a child, death of a parent, coupled with divorce, the fourth most emotional thing that we do. And don't let anybody kid you. Whenever I hear a candidate tell me, looking for a job, it's no big deal, it is a big deal. It's emotionally stressful. And there are some things that I've learned over the years that really help people out when they go through these emotional times. And I call them practical spirituality. You can call them anything you want, but they're practices that you can do that will help you deal with the emotional stress and the emotional strain of looking for a job. The first one is to be grateful. No matter how difficult or challenging your situation might be, no matter how much of a challenge you're involved in looking for a job or any other things that are you're facing in your life, be grateful for them. Sometimes you don't really know the wisdom that you will learn or gain with the uh, by being grateful. Um, and you may not understand the difficulties and the challenges that you're having and what they're going to teach you. And sometimes most of us look back on some of the most challenging times of our life and we find out we learned from them. So be grateful. It may even be that you say to yourself, I don't know why I should be grateful for the situation that I'm in, but I'm going to be grateful and see what happens. Be nice. Be nice to other people, no matter how difficult or challenging your life is or the situation you're in, always be nice. I know an employer that we used to work with that purposely had candidates sit in the lobby for a long period of time just to see if they would be nice to the administrative people. And they judged the candidate on how nice they were. So be nice, even when you don't feel like being nice. Be nice to other people. No matter how difficult of a challenge you're in, be nice. Practice forgiveness. No matter how challenging that may be, you might have just gotten turned down from a job that you were told you were going to get, or something difficult happened to you, or somebody did you wrong. Somebody stole money from you. Somebody stole your time and your effort. Be Practice forgiveness, even though it's hard to do. I know that sometimes in my life I've had to just push myself to forgive, even though I felt like there was no really good reason to forgive. Just practice forgiveness. You'd be surprised how challenging it is to forgive. And well, maybe you wouldn't be surprised about that, but how relieved you are when you practice forgiveness long enough that you finally do genuinely forgive. Start a prayer or an intention list. We have one down here in our office where we're putting candidates, employers, anybody that's gone through a difficult time in their life, start a prayer and intention list for them. Just pray for them. Dear God, help them. It doesn't have to be a big, long, sophisticated um, uh, prayer, just a prayer list, and put somebody on that prayer list, even if it's yourself sometimes, praying for, but preferably other people, and throwing out good intentions. Because no matter how difficult you've got it, there are lots of other people that have a more difficult time. Pray. I know some people may not believe in it, but it's amazing how well prayer works for you, even if you don't believe in it. When you start it, you'll believe it. Just pray, even if it's a simple prayer. You don't have to follow any particular guidelines of prayer. Just Just ask God for God's help. Ask, even if you don't necessarily believe, you'd be surprised how much prayer helps by alleviating the stress and the spiritual challenges that you've got. Meditation. I've been practicing meditation for more than 52 or 53 years. I learned it in college, fortunately. And there are a number of different types of meditation. But when you learn to meditate, you learn to go within and you learn to clear your mind. And it helps you balance your emotions. The most important thing that meditation does is it quiets the ego. And ego is the biggest challenge that we have, especially when we're looking for a job, frankly, when we're doing anything. Meditation quiets the ego. Ego, as the philosopher said, is a mistake of the intellect. And meditation helps quiet the ego and put it in perspective. Volunteer. It doesn't hurt to volunteer, even when you don't feel like volunteering. I had a candidate one time that volunteered for Habitat for Humanity, and he actually got a job because of volunteering. So offer some time up. Don't do it during the week when you're supposed to be interviewing, but on the weekends, just volunteer. Volunteer for anything, even if it's going out in the neighborhood and helping people pick up trash. Just volunteer. Give when you feel like you're the one that needs to receive. All right, we're going to go over some more of these next week. This is Tony Bashara with the Job Search Solution.